actually make a proposal for a client who's looking at redesigning or revamping or making a new e-commerce website. So remember, when you're talking about an e-commerce website, we are talking about both design and development. Okay, so suppose if you have to give a proposal for a client like this, one is you need to first make that call whether what is the e-commerce software that you would be using, right, at the back end. So generally in the market now there are two options. There is Shopify or there is WordPress. So specifically, what is happening is now Shopify is becoming extremely popular with business owners who are not so technical savvy or who don't have in-house team, right, or who have not used, don't have any previous web development kind of experience. So for such kind of businesses, Shopify is going to be more popular, whereas WordPress is for people who have in-house team or who are comfortable with site development, right? So that's something which has to be ironed out in the right in the beginning, and then the associated license prices or other things, right? So that's the first bit. Second comes a design, right? So when it comes to WordPress, when it comes to an e-commerce site, these are the various things. These are the kind of pages which need to be designed. So one is a brand introduction page, right, which basically wherever whatever your brand is, the various products that are there around that brand, that will need to be introduced, right? So that is one kind of page. Then the in-depth product page, right, which mentions the specs and the details. Then a blog, okay. So there's the central blog page section where the blog categories will be defined, the tags, where people can just go and start clicking, and then they'll get the posts related to that particular tag, or just like that chronological list of blog posts, right? So that's what that this view has to be designed. Then the review pages, then the testimonial pages, infographics if you want, the coupons page, okay, the video and podcasts, audio podcasts, especially is with influencers, with the founder, with other people who are associated with the e-commerce site. So those also can be done, right? So these are the things which have to be done from the design perspective. And this, as you can imagine this, whether it is for e-commerce site, I mean, or for a corporate site, these are the kind of things which these are the kind of pages which would need to be designed. Perhaps the difference for the e-commerce site is that you have an in-depth product page, you have a reviews page, right? These are the kind of things for a e-commerce site. Then we move on to the features, right? So coming back to this, remember that when you're giving a proposal, right? So the first part has to be, yes, whether are you going to be doing Shopify or WordPress, and the reasons for that have to be given. Then design. So what is it? What are the various pages which you'll be designing? And next comes the development, which is what are the various features that would need to be developed. And there are a lot of features which would come with ready-made with Shopify or WordPress, but whichever platform you choose with, and there are a lot of features and there's some features which need to be custom built based on the requirement of the client. That has to be that has to be discussed with the client. Okay. Now let's look at the latest. Like when you talk about features for e-commerce site, what are the things which come to mind? Right. So one is things at the home header and footer features list. Okay, so what that means is if for example, do you want to have any language options here? Okay, then the navigation. Okay, then we come to on the home page, the call to actions to specific products. Okay, both, there can be a couple of rows for that. So that's with respect to the home page. Then home page and the header. Then we come to things like within the navigation, the customer login, the wish list. You can have featured products, So that these are the call to actions, and then you can have featured products, and then you can have something which is like recommended for you based on your previous navigation and browsing history. You can There can be a recommended for you panel. Okay, so uh, this is the home page itself. So, okay, this is the home page, the part one, and the like if you scroll down, this is what is being shown, right? So this is the first half of the home page, and this is the second half of the home page, and this is the kind of view that is typically there, and these are the kind of features or which need to be as I said, a lot of these come with the software, and some of these will need to be customized. So for example, like a wish list. Now if a wish list is not there, then that has to be that the UI and the development associated with that will need to be done. Okay, a search bar, for example. So if that's not there, then that will need to be done. And then in the end, there is a footer. So that again, there can be terms and conditions and the payment gateway, right? So this is one bit. Then comes the category page. So this was the home page and the header and the footer, then the category page. Okay, so this is on the category page, you would have always seen that there is some kind of filtering which happens on the left hand side, right? So if it is for example a category for shirts, then the filter can be for brands or it could be size, right? So that's an important feature which may or may not be there in the theme that you're choosing, right? Then and the other things which you can see, right? This is the category page. Then comes the product page, extremely important. And the so of course there is a title, the image, the multiple, the what is called the alternate views of the product or multiple views. Right? That is important. This is the main view, and then these are the multiple other views. So if you before buying a product, you can look at it from all like a few angles and then decide. Right? Uh, then with respect to the e-commerce related buying related features, there is a quantity, color, add to cart. These are the obvious ones. Uh, then there are a lot of these smaller factors like the things which propel someone to buy. So the trust signals, so the shopping secure, free returns. These things kind of can get added here, right? Social share, right? Then the reviews, then generally you would always have seen three tabs here: description, reviews, and shipping information. So reviews is especially an important one, so that has to be there. Related products. Now this is the typical product page. Okay, so all of these, why we are going through this is that we are when we are talking about the development, right? So when you're talking about the development, it has to be that discussion needs to happen with the client, that what is it that the client wants. Okay, which features does the client want, and then based on that, the cost has to be given, right? So the always the additional cost is there are features which come ready made, but then if there are any additional features that the client wants, then that has to be costed. When we check out a shopping cart, this is something again where there is a lot of customization which is there based on the client category and what he or she wants, right? So especially things like how the final price is going to be calculated, and when does the discount, when do you offer the person to actually put in the coupon code, right? So all those kinds of things. That's a little there's a fair amount of marketing thought there. So there would be definitely some customization based on that, right? And also the shipping related prices, how that is going to be calculated. Okay, so those are things because that depends on the area code and stuff like that, right? And also if so, those are that's a discussion which needs to happen. Uh, So those are all the front end features. Then at the back end, you need to have things, the typical content management which is there, like the ability to edit pages, review sections, and the SEO bit. right? You should be able to write the tags from the back end itself. Then the reporting tools, right? So reporting tools would mean the orders. Okay, so those are things which so all these things that you are seeing here are typically there in Shopify and WordPress. Okay, uh, these are like store management, shipping management, taxes. So these are the typical things are which are required and are generally there in the leading softwares like Shopify and WordPress, right? So remember, when we are talking about WordPress, we are referring to a plugin which WordPress has. It's called WooCommerce, which is used for building e-commerce sites. Okay, so those, so those are the these are this you have to include all this in the proposal, because then the client has to know that these are the various features which can be done, and then based on in discussion with the client, you kind of come to that, okay, out of all these features, which we just discussed, what is there in the phase one and what is there should be in which should be in phase two, because it would be very it would take a lot of bandwidth if you start customizing and trying to implement get all the features in phase one, right? So typically in phase two there would be features like loyalty program, for example. You don't need to have a full-fledged, or you don't need to have a loyalty program when you launch it. After, you can launch it after some time, right? Newsletter sign up, you may need not have it immediately. Then a sidebar with respect to blog post searches, CRM integration, right? So you would not go in for a CRM right away, because CRM is when you start getting a lot of customer data and you want to customize the communication which is going out. So that's when CRM comes into play. So that's typically in phase two. So they are wholesale the program which is there. So these are things which after discussing the client, there will be some features out of all these features that we discussed, which would say, okay, this is in phase one, this is phase two, and that will help you decide the scope. Okay. The other thing is, uh, yeah, this is a project methodology. So that's the other bit which has to be there, right? So in fact, that has to come here itself. The overall project methodology. Then you come to the design scope, and then you come to the development scope. And project methodology, you would talk about the overall flow. Okay, so and this is a good diagram for that, because it shows that the client and the designing team have to work hand in hand, right? Because one of the main things which happens from the client side is feedback and reviews, right? Even everything needs to be approved, right? So the sitemap has to be approved, the content outline, also everything. You will see that there is a element of review. So the first is the research bit, then you have to get the sitemap approved, then the wireframes, which is just like the layouts for each of the pages. Then you get into the colors and the design element, right? And then this is the design part, and this is the development part. Then you come to the testing part, especially testing on various browsers, right? So this is a typical for any website, actually, not just for e-commerce. For any website, you need to have this kind of a flow, this kind of a interaction between the designer and the client. Okay? So yeah, this is the overall flow for a proposal for building an e-commerce website.